I'm Nicole Rolet. I'm the general manager and co-founder of Chêne Bleu, which is a wine company in the south of France, and Verrière, which is a hospitality venue based around 9th century priory near Avignon. One of the most challenging things that I've done professionally has been to transition my life from the world of international finance and think tanks to the world of wine tanks. And that was a result of a series of personal circumstances that gave me the opportunity and the awareness that I could participate in this big adventure to transform a 9th century property, medieval vineyard, into a world-class winery, making very exciting Grand Crus up in the middle of a very isolated but beautiful and special terroir in the south of France. One of the things that drew me to the project was that I had the good fortune of working always in international politics and finance and economics, and I had traveled extensively. I loved that itinerant and challenging and globally competitive lifestyle. It was very stimulating in the short term, with all the pressure and all the adrenaline and all the adrenaline addiction that comes from being in such a stimulating environment. I had come to really enjoy that life and be very good at it. We were lucky that our department was able to evolve very quickly, go from nothing to being number one in the world at what we were doing. But what was very important to me and became increasingly important was that as time passed, I realized that system of things was not allowing me to have the time to think about some of the bigger questions of why we're here, what I wanted my life to look like, what I wanted my purpose to be. And as a series of personal circumstances, including the passing of my mother, occurred to me, I became more cognizant of what an incredible opportunity it would be to work with this timeless vineyard and give it my all and put aside some of these more immediate forms of gratification towards a destiny that was far more uncertain, but perhaps more creative and more existentially challenging and hopefully rewarding. At the time it was very scary. It was a process that took me a long time to embrace fully, because when you are set in a very secure situation, leaving it behind can be inordinately challenging. And yet, looking back now, I would never regret that decision, even when that's very uncomfortable or scary or risky. And I've really tried to do my part in the workshop that I was conducting and on my conversations with people subsequently to be very upfront about how those big decisions for change can be scary, tearful, but are essential. One of the things I wanted to share with some of the other women here at the summit was the importance of perhaps challenging ourselves and putting ourselves on that extremely intense learning curve. So it was a rallying call to have the confidence and to push yourself to take on some new challenges, to force yourself to explore new fields, push yourself to learn new skills, and push yourself to think bigger and more ambitiously about what you think you want to do with your life. So I think one of the lovely aspects of this event is that people have felt comfortable being authentic. Sometimes when you go to a high-powered event, you feel that you need to put forth the construct of who you are, only the better part or the more outwardly facing aspect, and yet the atmosphere here, I believe, is very conducive to people showing their authentic selves and helping each other understand what their challenges are and what they've done to overcome those challenges. And certainly one of the aspects for me that I loved here was participating in that collaborative process. And I would really encourage anyone who attends this event to come here with a very open state of mind, not just looking for the classic networking opportunities and inspiration from the speakers, but also on a more human and personal level, using this forum to better themselves and connect with people that they might not normally have the opportunity to interact with.